Hello everyone, this is Divine Phoenix with Ian Alome and welcome to my YouTube channel. Just wanted to start with an introduction of myself and what I've been motivated to do and share with you guys. This has been a journey over the past several years since I've undergone a awakening process, kind of beginning about 2011, 2012, and you can even argue long before that. But just wanted to touch base and kind of invite a community of people to start a conversation and start motivating the world to change. This has been definitely perpetuated by our current COVID outbreak and the fact that we are in a period of transition and change. And I do believe that it's in a transition of orientation to service to others, as well as love, and to kind of universal consciousness and culmination of humanity as a whole. I would argue that we've had taken our experience of life to a very far threshold, and we are being invited to see it from a different perspective at this time, myself included. These topics, these motivations have been, building within me to kind of share these thoughts with the world for quite some time. But I always had an argument. I always was too busy. I found other ways to escape or keep myself entertained. But these have becoming stronger and stronger and growing. And so it's just encouraged me. And now that I have time on my hands, it's encouraged me to share, finally have a voice out there and put myself out there to have this conversation with you guys. And if you're finding me for the first time, welcome. I hope to keep building upon these topics and this material because I've been under personal study for many years now, and kind of just sharing my discoveries with friends, family, and those closest to me in my life. And now I am feeling called to share it with all of you. And so if you are finding yourself on this video, thank you. And I hope that you find something valuable to take with you. And I always say use discernment. So whatever resonates with you, take with you. If you feel motivated by something, great. It was a message meant for you. If you don't really resonate with anything or feel called to it, then that's okay too. And so if you feel motivated to like, subscribe, share, I welcome you to do so. But just wanted to introduce you to me. And, that's a loaded question, I think, for all of us as to who we are. But I feel like this version and who I'm going to commit myself to being through this YouTube channel is the true and authentic version of me. Not necessarily the person that you would necessarily meet professionally and or just walking down the street. And I think that's kind of what we've been drawn towards, is more deep connections with the rest of the people around us. Since we have been in isolation and quarantine and you've been lacking the normal flow of your daily life, there's been an outpouring of love and support through the use of technology. But I know we're craving that deep universal connection that we haven't had or been a little bit deprived of here over the past couple of weeks, to say the least. And so just wanted to share, again, I have been drawn into so many avenues over the past 5 to 6 years. I kind of became a jack of all trades with regards to spiritual awakening or the different topics of it. And I found myself very much drawn to the practice of yoga, meditation, mindfulness, crystals, essential oils, working with oracle cards and tarot, divination, numerology, sacred geometry, sacred frequencies as far as in music or in drawings. And I've had this breadth of information and things that I've been discovering and realizing. And it's been slowly perpetuating and getting stronger and stronger to do something about it. And that's kind of what's motivating me to do something at this time. So I thank you for participating in this journey. And I look forward to, helping each and every one of you as best I can to kind of help you on your journeys. And that's what I'm really being called to do at this time. I had a lot of frustration through those first few years and a lot of self-judgment with regards to my interests would fluctuate almost on a daily basis, even sometimes multiple times a day, hourly, as to what I was being called to learn about or to question or to explore. And it was interesting for me to learn to be okay with that. I kind of got to a place where I understood that I was meant to just have a broad knowledge of a lot of things, to act more as a guide for those that I can assist in awakening. And I've noticed more and more people are going through this awakening process. Over the last several years, many of the people close to me, close friends and family have, and I've been able to be a guidepost for them, or a little bit of a coach. Again, when I first started this process for myself, I felt less tools online, less accessibility. It was harder to find information. It was harder to find like-minded individuals. It could be very isolating, and, feelings of loneliness, or kind of being, the only one out there, definitely came forward for me. So I'm glad that I am in a position to have done a lot of that work on my own, and kind of be to a place where I can assist those who are awakening at this point and need some help and some guidance. So I only can hope that anything that I can benefit or, provide guidance to will be a benefit and of personal growth to you, so that you go towards your greatest and highest version. I also wanted to check in my notes here. Also wanted to share, reservations and judgments and possible fears. You could label it as starting this process. Because not only have I had this, personal and spiritual awakening and growth process, it's also been kind of juxtaposed to my profession. I am a medically trained individual, a licensed provider for Western medicine. And my training has been in such, and that can be seemed as very off-putting, or even in opposition to a lot of these philosophies and trainings. And so the more that I learned about them, the more I realized that they were very similar. And this is another motivating factor for me to come and introduce myself in such a way, is that I feel like there's a lot of providers that go into healthcare to be there for people, to assist people, and to support people in some of the best and worst parts of their life. And so, it's been challenging for me to find that balance between a lot of these, Eastern philosophies, or what you would, kind of label as, complementary alternative healing techniques, versus what I was trained in far as Western medicine. And it's been an interesting growing cycle for me. And so just kind of making that a point too, I feel like it's very important for any other providers out there who are going through this type of situation, and this kind of internal dialogue, or this fear of putting yourself out there for judgment, or your reputation professionally. I encourage you to do so, or to definitely start a conversation with me. I'm more than happy to have that, to talk about it, and definitely let you know that you're not alone in that. And I as far as patients, I want you to know that there are a lot of providers like myself who would love to have, deeper and more meaningful conversations with regards to a lot of these things, but we do feel, some kind of limitation as far as a medical background. So just wanted to share those things with me. It's kind of a quick, brief introduction. Hopefully, there's going to be more and more content coming, and, you'll have the opportunity to get to know me better, and likewise, me of you. And so please feel free to reach out. I will provide my email address and any potential links in the information below. But welcome, and I'm very glad that you're here, and I look forward to all the other videos coming, and meeting you guys and having conversations about what's going on in the world today. Thank you very much, and we'll talk soon.